Okay, guys, minus all this stuff on the screen y'all see, I was just making sure my real-time priority set so my audio didn't sound like crap, although it's not an official real-time kernel, and my bird is attacking my microphone. Okay, so today I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to bind keys while you're in the bash shell. One of the reasons this is good, let's say if you're like me, you want to keep your system clean, you don't want to download Oh My Bash, which I did a second ago to try something out. And but you still want to use like Fuzzy Finder or Skim, which is the Rust version of it, which is like way better and a lot faster. And you just want everything to be clean. You want your own simple bash RC. You don't want everything like infecting it. So here's a good method for you. This is how you bind keys. So let's say I want to bind Control S for search, right? To Fuzzy Finder or the Rust version of it, which I'm going to be doing. So in order to do that, I'm going to go here, play this out. I'm going to go up a few times. Go to my last command. Okay. So what you're going to want to do here, you're going to have to get off my last command. You're going to have to get off. Okay. You get to go on the monitor right there. Okay, so yeah. A few things you're going to be aware of before you're doing this. If you're doing this for like Skim or Fuzzy Finder, one thing that would be, I guess, kind of helpful to y'all is, let me pull this page up real quick. And you could just pretend you didn't see my DaVinci editor there in the background, or that my news banner is not in the proper position, which it is now. Okay, yeah. So we're going to go down here, and we are going to go ahead here. Oh, okay, so this guy's site is named Computer Help. Free computer help since 1998. I will actually go ahead and put this link in the description, just so, I don't know, I figured it's probably going to help a lot if I was to do that. So I'll put this link in the description for y'all. He has some good information here about the bash bind command, and this is for modifying the bind keys for bash. He has some really good information here, actually. So I would go ahead and overview some of this information if you want to get a little more advanced with this. This is also really good too. This is the configuration file that might be affecting some of your bind keys while you're playing around with this. So if you look right here, etc input and RC. Want to know what that file looks like? Go ahead and jump off of my pretty little looking glass spoon here. Take you out for a second. Actually, maybe I'll still look at it. If y'all do, I'll just drag it down here. Like that. Okay. So that file we're talking about, that, etc, default. Oh, is it? No, it's just input RC was in the default folder. Which it might be in the default folder for y'all, depending on its distro. I don't know. Input RC. Okay, so here's that file. This file may be affecting some of the bindings you're setting it as, so you might want to go ahead and check this file out real quick. It might be something important you need to check out. Now, yeah, see, so this is just some good information on where this file's at and stuff. Some of this stuff might be affecting your keybinds. Another thing you want to do, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is use some fancy regex here. Do a bind-p, and RG for rip grep, I for ignore case, -o to only show the result I'm pulling in. The dot here to say any character before the C. The dash, and then the dot and the star for anything that proceeds afterwards, and push enter. Right, so if you look, these are all the keys that are already bound, which is a whole hell of a lot more than I thought there was. Like, look at all of it. Look at that. Who would have thought? I didn't think that. Back in character, set new line. Now let's see. So, get back off my DaVinci screen here again. Good thing to do right now would be is if you're doing like me and you're wanting to use this for Skim or the Rust-based version of Fuzzy Finder. Let's go to here, Skim, GitHub. And there's the Rust-based Fuzzy Finder for, that's just your Rust-based Fuzzy Finder. Anyway, so here at the Skim repository, so there is Skim and there's FZF. FZF and Skim are essentially the same thing, with some of the command arguments being slightly different for, I'd say, Skim. But Skim is definitely faster because it is, the libraries and the binary are built in one binary statically. And it's Rust based, so it's actually a lot faster. But then some of the more commands, since FZF's been around, sometimes you have, I guess, a little more sophisticated commands than that. So if you don't feel like going out and programming yourself or playing around with the commands until you get them just the way you want them, you can use both, like I do, because life is short, so you want to use Skim. Now, the reason you want to use Skim, to save time, because it's something we, I guess, don't have much of. Anyway, no, I'm just joking. Well, maybe not. But, anyway, so in order to save time so you're not spending the next 10 months in front of your computer just staring at your screen doing nothing, this is going to help a lot. Now, if you set this up properly, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to parse your entire system, your server, or even a global network, all the files you want to find, pretty much at the speed of thought, if it's set up correctly. Now, you're probably wondering how you can do that. You can use FZF and Skim with and strap a cache to the back of it, and you can use something like locate, and you can build a database off of your network files and use that. And then they have like bash cache and a few other things you can kind of like strap together and get to go faster. I'm still playing around with that. I'll probably do a video on it later when I get around to finishing it. I'm still learning myself, so maybe the speed of thought was a little outrageous, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so we're going to be using Skim just because it's faster, but we're also going to be using FZF for some of the more pretty stuff. So we're going to be using this with a bind key. Now we're going to be using the straight bash shell. Just in my opinion, it's in a lot of cases better to use because it prevents a lot of conflict. It's good when you're just using like one shell, and the back end of Linux is still essentially bash. Yes, like, you know, ZSH is obviously faster and has better syntax and stuff like that. But for the most part, Linux is backend is still mainly bash shell. So until that changes, if you want to be completely up with like POSIX compliance and stuff and having problems with their profile being sourced across two shells and everything else, it's probably best to stick with bash for a little longer. This is my opinion. I've used Fish and ZSH. I always have Fish installed in case I'm working on something and I just need to use their built-in autocompletes because they're great, and that's the one thing that's really badass about Fish. Just install it and everything's already good to go. Your tab completion is amazing, and you can just regenerate your tab completion. So it's really good. Really good. Anyway, we're going to use both of them. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get scroll down here and go to one of my favorites. So this is SK or Skim with Rip Grip. So it's Skim with coloring and Rip Grip. They're both Rust-based. They're both extremely fast, and it works just really well. So I just like this. It works really well. I like it. Let's get them in. Then we can try even, I don't know, like backstrap of a cat or something like a bat. That way you get the nice syntax previews with all the syntax highlighting and stuff. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is copy this command here. And it's going to be a lot easier than I think. Right now, we're literally setting a hotkey for bash. You can just push Control, whatever, and you're in the shell. And just pull up your search. Now, like I said, this can definitely be faster than FZF. And this is not the only way to make it faster. You can do stuff like real-time priority on Skim. And you use a few other tricks. You can do like mass variable exports and set your variables so it's kind of like a cache. It's definitely not the safest thing. You can do a whole bunch of stuff to make it a little faster. But right here, this is nice and safe. It works good. So copy this command. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the screen. There we go. And I'm going to go in VS Code right here. Now, if you do the bind command by itself, you're probably going to have problems with expansions with the single and double quotes. So this is, in my opinion, the best way to do it. In your bash RC, you want to create a subcommand called FZF-search. Just like this, with this bracket layout. And then you're going to paste that command right there. Just like that. Nice and pretty. You're going to want to save your bash RC. Like that. And reload it. And now we're going to go ahead and set the bind key. So to set the bind key, we're going to type in bind. And this is for the bash shell. -X, stating that we want to just simply, bind a key. Double quote, colon, semicolon, whatever it is, 2 dots, double quote. And then single quotes around the double quotes. And a slash, and then a C, capital C, and then a dash. And I'd say F is a good key, so I'm going to just do F. And plus, it goes for fun. Now, some of those keys you're going to want to be careful of because some of them either already assigned or other programs might be using them and you will have problems. So you're definitely going to want to play. I can almost guarantee you that a lot of the keys are going to be taken. So you're going to want to play around. It'll probably take you a few tries to find some good free keys. You can also clear them out. And some keys just aren't going to work. And that's completely normal. Just because of other applications. I'm sure that already know that. Anyway, so now we're going to go ahead and type FZF-search like that. So we're binding it to the F key. That slash and a C means control. So control F. And FZF search. We're going to enter. And bam, there you go. You now have your skim-based fuzzy finder launching with control F. And as you can see, it's plenty fast. So I'll go ahead and do, next cloud. Look at that. The reason I like this command is because it's really efficient. It's very, very efficient. Very. It works really good. I'm sure y'all can see there's not really much explaining to do. It's just working good, right? It's working really good, right? Really good. So that was it. That was all I had to do. If you do not put that in a subcommand under your bash RC, I can almost guarantee. Oh, well, this one, I can almost guarantee you're gonna have problems with the single and double quote expansions. It can be a pain, especially since whenever you start getting a lot of single and double quote expansions, the shell checker doesn't really do a good job of telling you how to fix the situation. Maybe your IDE will. So yeah, there you go, just like that, right? And that's that. So another one we can go ahead and do that's extremely helpful is this one. So this is FZF from history. Now this is being done based on regular FZF and not your skim-based FZF or your skim-based fuzzy finder. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired right now. So so this one's not going to parse the information quite as fast. I could probably just, no problem, do a skim-based one. It's just, I was a little tired and you got to mess around with this stuff a little bit. Sometimes it's, it can be a little bit, especially when you got all these escapes and stuff in the code. That's what always fools me. It's like whenever you got like a whole bunch of regex and escapes together, and then they're in double and single quotes, sometimes things can be a pain. But that's not the reason this is not going to work. You know what? Hold on here. Before I tell you all this, let's go ahead and try this real quick. So let's go ahead and try it. Maybe it will work. Okay. I was wrong. Okay, so never mind. you can use this too. Now, a lot of the commands, especially the subcommands, just don't work with Skim, but I was wrong in this case. It does work, and I'm glad I've seen that right now. This one, it has a dependency. You're going to have SQLite 3 installed. Now, what's really good about this one, obviously, y'all can already see. This is my Google Chrome history, and there's no porn on here right now, so I'm not really worried about y'all seeing it. What is /proc? I don't even know how that's in there. How long ago is that? That must be from ages ago. I don't even know how that pulled up. Wow. Asana. Wow. Okay, anyway. So, this is a lot of my Google Chrome history, and this just can come in handy. Now, if you're wanting to know where I got this from, I'll show y'all. So, let me turn back on the pretty little looking glass here for Windows. There we go. And I will attempt to show y'all. So, this is still the Skim site. Honestly, I think Skim could have done better at giving some examples. Oh, well, they got some right here, but this isn't really what I was, talking about in terms of examples. Custom key actions, they have some, they don't really have much here. So, but if you go to the FZF page, because this is the original Fuzzy Finder, they've been around for a lot longer. Their community is obviously a lot bigger. They have 215 contributors. So, obviously on GitHub, you're hitting over that 100 mark. The project's moving pretty dang well. So they have a large community base, and because of that, they have pretty much stuff all over the internet. And people that are using Skim a lot of time just refers to it as Fuzzy Finder as well. In fact, most people do, because it's really all essentially all the same thing. And when you get to learn Bash, you can just change a few things and get it how you want it yourself. So I'm going to go down here into Advanced. Now, this is their GitHub for the original Fuzzy Finder and the Advanced.md. This is a really good page. It has a lot of just good information. They also even show you how to use the tmux. So you can create a tmux pop-up. I noticed that for the Skim-based version of the tmux pop-up for Fuzzy Finder, it didn't really, I had some problems with it. I couldn't get the pop-up part working. I had the correct version. I don't know why. I didn't check Gmessage. Maybe I was having a library issue. Not 100% sure. Which is one of the great things about Rust. I know there's a lot of promotion going on about Rust and what it means for Linux. And the downside is file size-wise, it's definitely big because we're including like a whole nother, we're trying to squeeze in a whole nother library set that's Rust-based. And it's statically linked. So stuff that's statically linked takes more space. But the performance is supposed to be like C. And then the memory protections are supposed to be top notch, and as you can see in most of the stuff, it's actually like a lot faster than you think it is. Like it's like blazing. So I think it is a big deal. That's just me though, and it's also more stable because you're getting statically linked binaries. And in my opinion, one of the weak points of Linux is their dynamically linked libraries. One of the reasons I love Gentoo. You can always rebuild your libraries with RevDev and can check for consistency, and I've had a few times where I've had to like hop. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Anyway, so one of the reasons we're here is because if you go down here, look at this. This is a beautiful color scheme, right? Right? Who wouldn't want this color scheme? Like, look at how good the red stands out on that black background with the little exterior highlight box. I mean, that's great, right? So if you want this for regular FZF, all you're gonna have to do is copy this line right here. Copy. And then you're going to go back into your bash RC file, and you're just going to export it. So, and remember, this is only going to work for FZF. The puppering is a little different for Skim, but you can essentially get the same thing. So, Fuzzy Finder object variables. Right. Oh, yeah. See, that was a lot bigger than I thought. That's absolutely giant. All right, it's giant. It's giant. No lie. It's giant. So I'm just gonna call that variable and then export it. They just exported. I'm gonna do both here. So it's called in this shell and then export all the subs. There you go. So I put that in there. Now, what I do in my Bash RC, oh, this is something else y'all might want. If you want to use readlink with Bash, this is like a must. It preloads your libraries again, so it helps refresh them when you pull up your shell again, and it's just gonna help. So right now I'm not using the readlink hack. I've tried it before, but it's just something good to have with Bash. Just Bash being the older shell and stuff, in my opinion. You know, couldn't give you the details. In my feeling, I feel that it's good to have it. So what I'm doing is, because I'm using Skim as the primary searcher, I'm just sourcing them. So this period is the same thing as a source. I'm just sourcing this file. So this file is getting called out of my home, as you can see, and then it's in a hidden folder. And then there's shell. It's sourcing those key bindings and that completion file. So I'm not sourcing both of them just because I don't want any conflicts, right? So I'm not going to source both of them. I'm just going to source the one that I'm going to be using. And that's going to include their default key bindings. Now, you might even want to take it off and not have it sourced at all. But what that's going to do is that's going to give you the default Skim key bindings. See, like, so when I hit Control-R, right there, it's searching my history. Nice and pretty. And then, essentially, probably when you play this more, you're just going to replace that and you're not even use that, right? So, like I said, when you're doing this, best thing to do, like this. This is going to save you a lot of headache. Now, you can do it the other way, but you're going to have problems with those escapes and shell checker when you get so many of those. Well, just trust me, this is a good way to do it. Also, you can try setting real-time priority. It definitely does help in certain situations. This would be the command to set real-time priority. Now, this is just something I use to set real-time priority. So I just type set real time and then whatever after it, and it sets real-time priority. Now, it's only giving it once, so it's going to be bumped up across past. It's going to have higher priority than anything else around the system, but it's not going to be maxed out like 99 and anything. And like, the kernel is going to be falling over like your wife did when she walked in on you or something like that. So this is going to help with that kind of stuff. It's just gonna help. So let's say I want to go ahead and check out what that coloring did. Let me make sure this is saved. Let's go ahead and open up another shell, and I'll show you. There we go. So I typed in FCS. That's the coloring. I will also go ahead and give y'all an example of the speed difference. So watch those numbers down there with FZF. You see how fast they're climbing? Well, that's FZF parsing files. So just keep an eye on it. See how fast it's going? Now let's check out Skim. See the difference? Well, I guess you can't see the difference. Just for the simple fact, my bash is blocking you. So let's do that again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm tired. Obviously, I'm tired. Dun, dun, dun. That's why we have a lock on these OBS buttons so we don't move them and have to fight with them again later. It happens a lot. It takes a while to get in the hang of this YouTube stuff. It's not essentially like the easiest things to do. Definitely. It's definitely hard. Okay, anyway. Let me try to move this up around. Oh. Wait. Oh, okay. There we go. Well, for the most part, I'm still playing with this thing. Not going to see, but there you go. Y'all need to see. Okay, let me show you again. Yeah, 2 screens. What in God's name is going on? I should do have 2 screens. Hey, look at this. Play Star Shooter with a mouse. Okay, anyway. So, yeah. Okay, now y'all can see. Wow, that was challenging. Okay, now let me do this again. So, Here's FZF. See, it's got the nice colors. It's how fast the climb. And now it's to skim. See the difference? Huge. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. I think FCF is stopping for... I don't think sure what reason. What is this stopping for? Oh. Oh, so also one of the reasons this thing's stopping, I believe, because yeah, I've exported some commands. So yours is probably gonna work just a tad bit different. I was playing around with some of the stuff before, so I think we didn't really 100% the original FCF command. Yeah, for this reason. Yeah, you see all this right here? Yeah, that's a lot of the reason we're not going to be able to. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. Now, if we go, put this back on for you here. Oh, Bill Jackson. Okay. Okay, so back here again. Let me show you where the jackpot is. So a lot of people miss this, and I'm sure y'all looked around. You can look around on Google, a lot of site stuff. You won't hit the jackpot. The jackpot's actually on this page. So if you go to their, what is it, wiki, there is a wiki spot around here. Yes, right here. Wiki page of examples. This is where you're going to hit the FCF and skim lottery. So, right here. Wiki page of examples. There's going to be so many examples, you're probably going to crap yourself. So if you look right here, the good ones. So this is the lottery. And they have some nice screenshots and some other stuff. So the one I got for the Chrome browser history was on here, right? And this is just a tad bit of what you can do. See, look at how many hotkeys he has set with this. So you're essentially getting like everything in one command. Throw your edit, remove your CP, your add. And this is pretty much the same thing. So you want to go ahead and use this as the bind key. Put this in, put it in a subcommand, drop it in a bind, make sure all the variables are getting called correctly, and there you go. So this should help you out a lot. And if you want to be able to do this stuff really fast over a network, build a cache with like plocate or bash cache. I haven't tried bash cache. I'm about to. Plocate doesn't really work much faster than like using like FD or find with fuzzy. But if you're using it to build a network cache of files, then it does. It makes all the difference in the world. So yeah, anyway, I hope y'all like the video. If y'all like it, like and subscribe. I know I was a little out there. Haven't had much sleep. Been working for like days. So anyway, like and subscribe.